Nobody noticed it at first. She did not insult him. She did not shout. She simply laughed when he was speaking and continued her own conversation as if his words meant nothing. Everybody at the table carried on with their dinner. He smiled too, pretending it did not bother him. That was how it started. Not with one big moment, with small moments that simply became normal. Whenever the visitors, Whenever they visited his parents, she found something to complain about. If his mother cooked, she criticized the food. If his father offered advice, she rolled her eyes. If his sister shared an opinion, she dismissed them before they could even finish speaking. He kept asking his family to be patient. She's having a bad day. She doesn't mean it. Please don't make this into a please don't make this into a big problem. Because they loved him, they stayed quiet. Months passed and the silence became expensive. One Sunday afternoon, the family gathered to celebrate his father's birthday. Everybody brought gifts, shared stories, and laughed together. For a while, everything felt peaceful. Then his father stood up to thank everyone for coming. Before the old man could finish, she interrupted him. Can we make this quick? We have somewhere to go. We have somewhere better to be. The room became silent. His father slowly sat back down. His mother forced a smile, but everyone looking closely could see the disappointment in her eyes. Nobody argued. Nobody wanted to ruin the celebration. On on the While they were driving home, he gently told her that his father's feeling had been hurt. Instead of apologizing, she turned on him. So so now you are choosing your family over me. He apologized. He was the one apologizing for asking her to be respectful. That was the moment something inside him started changing. A few weeks later, his younger brother visited unexpectedly. He found the house unusually quiet. His brother was in the kitchen washing dishes. She was sitting on the sofa scrolling through her phone. You missed a spot, she said without even looking at him. He quietly washed the plates again and again. You never do anything properly. He stayed silent. His brother watched in disbelief. This was not the confident man everyone knew. This was someone who had learned that answering back only created another argument. That evening, his brother called their mother. I think we have misunderstood everything. What do you mean? We thought he was happy. He's not. He's just surviving. Those words stayed with the family. They started paying attention instead of making assumption. His mother remembered every family gathering where he looked exhausted. His father remembered every time his son stopped talking halfway through a sentence because someone else had stopped spoken over him. His sister remembered how he rarely smiled anymore. The sign had been there long ago. They had simply chosen not to see them. One evening, his mother invited the couple for dinner again. She wanted to give the relationship one last chance. The halfway through the meal, she politely asked, how have you both been? Before her son could answer, the woman replied, he's lucky to have me. Without me, he would still be struggling to make decisions. His mother looked at her son. He lowered his eyes. He did not defend himself. He looked like someone who had heard those words too many times. That night, after everyone left, his father spoke quietly. A woman who truly loves a man protects his dignity. She does not take it away. Nobody answered because nobody could disagree. The next few days were different. His family stopped blaming him. They stopped blaming stress. They stopped blaming bad luck. The problem had a face and they could no longer pretend otherwise. For the first time in a long time, The older sister asked a question nobody had ever asked. When was the last time you felt respected? He opened his mouth but could not answer. He searched his memory. Birthdays, family gathering, vacation, ordinary evenings at home. Even memory carried the same feelings. Walking carefully, thinking before speaking, avoiding another argument, trying not to disappoint someone who was impossible to please. That silence answered the question better than any word could. A relationship is not destroyed only by betrayal. Sometimes it is destroyed once carelessness, once careless words, once careless sentence at a time. One public embarrassment, one insult disgust, one insult discussed as a joke, one apology that never comes. And by the time people around them finally recognize the truth, the damage had already become part of his daily life. His family understood something they wish they had seen much earlier. Love without respect slowly becomes control. A person who constantly feel small inside their own relationship eventually forget what it feels like to be valued. The hardest part was not admitting that she had changed. The hardest part was realizing she had been showing everyone except exactly who she was from the very beginning. That simply choose to call it confidence instead of disrespect. By the time the truth became impossible to ignore, everyone understood the same lesson. A relationship cannot survive on love alone. Without respect, even the strongest heart grows tired, and sooner or later, someone who has spent years pretending to be okay finally reaches the point where silence is no longer enough.